Greetings to you during this Lenten season. Today's theme for the Lent devotional is Unshakable Foundation. The theme verses are 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 10 through 15. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 10 through 15. What I'd like you to do now is hit pause on the video, take some time and meditate on those words. Let God speak to you, and then when you're ready, you can hit play. So after reading those verses, you can see that the general theme of this passage is the foundation and structure that we should have in our lives and how we represent God. As a young child, I'm sure you guys have heard the story or the question, I mean, of how tall or how big and how great can you build a skyscraper? And the answer to that question is, it depends on the foundation. If the foundation is strong, you can, and thick and big, you can build a skyscraper that's really tall and big and grand and glorious. If the foundation is small and thin, you can't build a big structure. So as we're brought up in a Christian home, our parents start laying that foundation for us little bit by little bit. They teach us about Jesus' love and what he's done for us and how he died for us. Then they get us into Sunday school, and we learn over time how the Bible, through the stories of the Bible, how God's miraculous grace is given to us. And during those young years, we learn and we start building that strong foundation, and for most of us, it's a very big foundation. We're able to do great things, but most of us, as in verse 12, it tells once that foundation is laid, we have to start presenting and building on top of that. And I think that's where we sometimes fall behind. When we start thinking of how our life represents Jesus, so the foundation is the lowest part. So a lot of times you can't see that foundation. But what's built on that foundation is what everybody sees. So do we represent Jesus in a glorious way? Do we fill that foundation with his works? Are we working for his grace? Do we help others when needed? Do we show Jesus' love in our family? Do we always represent Christ on the outside? A lot of times we do small things and make things that do not fully glorify God. And in that passage on verse 12, that's what it's saying, that no matter if it's gold, silver, fine jewels, or even grass, hay, and straw, they all can be used for the glory of God. We can all use those things, good, great, or small, to glorify God. And we build a structure with it. But at some point, God will test us. And when he tests us, it's with fire. And if that structure is not strong and built well, fire will devour it. So a lot of times in our lives, we feel like we can't go on, and we seem like we failed. But we have to remember that no matter what, God is with us. Even if you don't have the gold and silver, the big things in life, even if those small things get burnt up and they're completely destroyed, sometimes our family structures are destroyed, or jobs are taken away. All these things that we used sometimes, or that we used to glorify God, are taken away from us. But we have to remember, no matter what, if it's all burned away, if everything is gone, when a house burns to the ground, the structure may be gone, but that foundation is still there, and it can be rebuilt on. And that's the glory of God. No matter how much we fail in life, how many times we fall, how many times that a trial comes along and we just do not know how to go any further, God gives us a strong foundation. He's laid that for us from our past. Our parents have laid that for us in the past. Our church has helped lay that for us. So remember, we can always rebuild. During this Lenten season, let's remember to look back on how we created our foundation in our life. And as we look forward, let's look forward to see how we can glorify God by building on the entire foundation that he has laid for us. Thank you.